Hey everybody, it's been a long day. We're moved and we're getting set up. See, still getting some of our stuff in. And beautiful lake. It's probably going to be a while before these are uploaded because there's no signal out here. But we've been just looking around. We're going to show you guys what the site looks like when we're showing up to it and what we've already found as far as the trail cleanup goes. But there we go, I'm not yellow like the scurvy. And just showing you guys around. Monstar's got his place on our south flank, I think. Mrs. Native. The pretty prince creature on our north. It's a really nice fire pit, but the wife already found a ton of garbage. Somebody had dropped a green pine just on the side of the beach. And freshly chopped wood all over the place. Chopped pieces over there. Someone went to town on these things. But it's a nice site, nice open. There's like no dead fall. You gotta actually search for it, which is why people keep chopping at things. You can see, looks like a freshly chopped tree right there. There's chop marks all over the place. Oop, focus, there we go. But it's a nice site. It's a nice view. But this is just camp for the night. We're going to be going up on the NPT, heading north. Yeah, you've had such a hard day. You walked down the hill, got in a car, walked over here, got up here, walked up a hill. Oh, it's such a hard day. But someone has a canoe here, which is cool. No paddles, though. Might find some hidden somewhere. But we won't have time to go out on the lake. Super pretty, though. I'm yawning again. This is home for the night. So one thing I did forget to mention is at Glasgow Lake, that last spot that we stayed in just for a simple overnight, which I couldn't believe it, just one overnight, for a few minutes, pulled over real quick, found 5 more pieces, and in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 15, 16 pieces already. I gotta look inside the little can. Oh, yeah. The rods, the grate that was all burnt up and smashed that was tossed into the woods. 20. Yeah, 20 pieces. I'll do a good count when we got the garbage bag to load it into, and I'll do a count. But we topped off at 234 pieces at Glasgow. And in here, we're already up at 20. So, 254 in total. There we go. Making it count. Going beyond leave no trace and removing the trace of others. Alrighty, everybody. Mrs. Native has been practicing her fire starting, and the methods and the hints and tips that I teach you guys, she hears most of the time. So she has been learning as we've been going, and I've been very proud of her. So I wanted to show off her starting the fire tonight.
Oh, a rock just stabbed me in the boob.
So she's got some birch bark there that she feathered out, and she's got some birch bark in the middle, and then a bunch of twigs.
Give me that snappy crackle. Yes. Flare it. Flare it. I'm a Fruit Loop. Everybody knows this. You gotta be. To be who I'm married to.
Bam.
And there.
Shit talk her while he's heaping.
And I already had a whole bunch already set up and ready. So I could just,
Pre-processed, so that way she didn't have to waste time snapping and searching and all that.
snap it, crackle, go back. Poof on your own self.
And technically you did start that in less than a minute.
Well, yeah, technically.
I was talking for a few seconds, and then there you go. Proud of you. She learns. It can be trained.
If y'all don't hear from him, it's because I killed him and hid his body in these woods.
There's your confession right there.
Tell
She
me what wife
confessed.
that doesn't want to do it.
She confessed.
Tell me what wife that doesn't want to.
So she had cleaned up and reorganized the pit when she was pulling everything out. She got rocks out of it. Yes.
I had to reorganize. It was very disgusting. People with this whole thing about leave no trace, take out what you bring in, that means everything you tried to burn in the pit. All this. Literally, I carved all of this out of here.
Yeah, because it's like clay when you throw water on there when it's still hot.
Oh, I know. I had to go wash my arms because it was clay.
Hmm. So, that was a fun little treat. Thank you, Mrs. Native.
You're welcome, everyone.
Still very proud of her. So it's super windy. I'm glad we don't have to put up a tarp, because even though you guys can't see it, it's clear skies. I can see all the stars and everything. So, even without the torch on, it still doesn't work. So, it's going to be a windy night, and I'm just happy it's not raining and weather's clear, so we don't need to put up the tarp and have that torn down by this wind. Got a small covered smolder fire, so that way it doesn't throw sparks everywhere inside the pit walls, keeping it safe. Oh. But all in all, pretty good night. It's a beautiful day to start before dawn. Already got the fire started. Gonna be making some breakfast. Gonna wake up the wife with sausage and gravy and coffee. Sometimes I gotta start before dawn and finish well after dark. But gotta get stuff done. So breakfast is accomplished. We got clouds coming in. It looks like we're gonna be racing Ian. Hurricane Ian's coming in, so wife's packing up already. Water's looking super choppy. Boys are ready to go, huh boys? Ready to go to a new camp? Already? Yeah, yeah. I know, we just got here. My sweet boy. You just smell breakfast and coffee. Yum, yum. So, we're gonna get moving. Share the next one with you guys. So we're all packed up. Fire's out. Wife just twisted her ankle on all these crazy roots. So, but we're ready to start going. Beautiful bower. So I'm gonna scout ahead and find the right path, because there's a extra little footpath that cuts around the hill. It'd be a lot easier to take everything through there instead of having to go up a hill just to go down a hill when we're already going up the hill right here. It's a weird terrain, I'll show you guys. But I'm gonna find an easy path to the next spot and scout ahead for that, make sure it's there. I'm gonna go up the actual path up the hill real fast to find it coming in from the actual trail, and then see if that little pounded in back foot trail comes in all the way through here and make things a lot easier. So it's two crazy root and rocky up and down hills coming away from camp. Then we get into those flat spots. The flats up ahead to the end of the trail, it's actually pretty easy. And then here we have a flats foot trail that goes, I'm pretty sure, to the next site. But I'm going to be going down and double checking just to make sure. Stay tuned. Hi-ho, hi-ho, a-hiking we will go. Gotta keep it fun sometimes. So I'm trying to figure out if I can avoid this hill. So if the rest of it I can just go along the flats here and get all this there. I won't have to worry about trying to get it up the hill just to get it back down the hill on the other side. It's going to save me a lot of extra steps and it's going to be a lot of extra weight. So that's why I do these scouting runs. It's extra mileage, but with all the weight and everything else, it's easier to just get it along the easiest path for now. Because I'll share some thumbnails here. But my wagon broke and we no longer have that. So looks like I'm going to be carrying everything, and I'm thinking about a way I can use the walking sticks to make a carry rack that can hold and distribute the weight across my shoulders, and I'll be able to not this hill, I'm good with that. Yeah, I'll be able to distribute the weight and carry more at once, and maybe figure out a way to get all of it through at once. So keep an eye out for that if I can figure that out. Yesterday was a long day, and this trail is already an extra long day. We had a kind of a rough landing. Forgot a couple of things in my buddy's car. But it was just a couple of comfort items for a morale boost. And yeah, so hey, look, a feather. I can add a new feather. Or I think I might have dropped this one. Looks like one out of my hat. I think it fell out because I came up here yesterday. Whew. Oh yeah, this would be rough with that tote being like 75 pounds. It's like 60, but you know, it's still freaking heavy. So I made it up and over the hill, and looks like I'm right, because right down there, when I was walking along that footpath, that flats path, I could see this ridge. I just couldn't quite see the signs. If I came out after dark, flashed the light up here, I probably actually would have been able to see those markers. They glow at night. But I was too beat to do that. But looks like I'm going to be able to bypass this whole hill with all of our gear and the dogs. They like a little adventure, but they're going to be dragging me up the hill and then dragging me down the hill. I'll just take them along the flats so they can walk along the water. My boys like the water. So a great little spot. Haven't even checked this out yet, but it's the spot. We're literally right across the water. So I'm going to check to see if this flats path goes all the way around the water edge. Looks like it. And then boom, we got the easy path. Don't always take the easy path, but if I can avoid all that, especially with the ankles hurting, both of us actually, it'll be a lot easier. So boom, first thing in the morning, already making mileage. It's only a little bit, but it's a big first step. We're going to get everything here, and then I'm going to set up the rack. We're going to weather the hurricane coming in here. This puts us with our backs to the south side. Well, technically it's the north side of the hill, but they are to our south, so they're going to be protecting us a little better against Ian when he comes over. So hopefully he'll hit that wall, bounce over, and hit the lake. the way that works. He'll come in over here, come up and over, hit the trees, and then bounce into the lake. I'm hoping that's how it's going to work out. The way the air currents have been going around here and the pressure systems, I've been able to feel it. I think that's how it's going to happen. So let's see if this path works. The boys are going to have to, let's go over, let's go under. Oh, that's going to suck with a full pack, but it's better than the other hill. Let's go this way. Oh. You can see these paths have been walked quite a bit. Old campfire spot. Yeah, and it keeps going. Alright, let's get it done. So I got my full pack. Oh. There's some obstacles in the way. And I'm doing a quick first load to empty the first campsite before we actually get into the other one, so that we're only in one at a time. But we're gonna go back to those closed campsites. Oh, like the wife's gonna take a turn, go down, pick out glass and junk that's on the ground, cleaning up stuff that we saw when we were passing through them, because the trail, this foot trail goes through them. So we're gonna clean it up because we saw it and went by it. We'll let you guys know how that turns out. That's a tight fit, but I could go sideways if I tuck through. So let's see how this goes. Oh, don't get stuck. Oh, tight spot, tight spot. Oh. Ah. Not too bad. Oh, can't wait to see that replay. That's gonna look goofy as shit. But this is gonna be the hardest pack to get through there. So, done. Time for bushcraft parkour. That was fun. Caught that. We fixed up the fire pit. The wife usually does that while I'm doing stuff, but I wanted this one a very specific way. She came up with the plate idea there with the slate rock. That'll be a warmer plate, but then we're gonna have a coal fire here to cook on nice and slow. This will be the hot fire with the sticks and stuff. There's airflow through it and boxed in, but we pulled out all this out of it because all the sand and clay and stuff we're gonna pack around the front of it, so that way it keeps it safer from sparks and rollout when other people have fires and they don't do it like this. There was already a bundle of wood here. That's some stuff we pulled out too. And the wife is setting up a wind splash, just enough to try to fight the sparks and everything. We're going to keep the fire low and in there because it's not going to be used to heat up camp, because we're just back there into the trees. With this tree being a little iffy and it being so open right here, we wanted to make sure we were tucked into the trees a little more because the storm's coming through. So we're going to be tucked in there, trying to stay a little safer back up against the hill. It's also the higher point. This feels like it might wash out a little bit, and that rock right there isn't going to do well for our drainage. So this green right here will absorb a lot of the moisture, catch a lot of the wind. The hill cuts up on top, so it should push all the wind and air away from us. But we're excited. This is going to be our 3-day spot because of the storm. So, ought to be nice. That is a beautiful view, though.
It is a gorgeous view.
In 2 ways in one. Alright, I did enough dilly-dallying. Time to go and get a load. So one thing we're doing is using a closed campsite to stage stuff real fast, because nobody's going to be really coming down here. So the stuff that was at the previous camp is now here to move up to the next camp while I go back and get the rest of our gear down to it. And here we go again. Happy camp boy with his rope. Get your rope. Get your rope. Oh, get your rope. Hey, get your rope. Get your rope. Get your rope. Yeah, we're setting up camp. I know you guys are getting bored, so I got you your ropes. And they're not close enough to play together, so they're getting a little bored. But we needed to have it this way for now. No, you don't get brother's rope. You have your own rope. I'll get. So this site that we got is awesome now. Fixed up the fire. I'll show you guys. But this path is so much easier to take. Like, it looks a little hairy. But this path is so much easier to take than taking that steep uphill. And it works perfect because it just rides this ridge and it keeps us at the same level that we need to get to that site. So everything that's still closer to the front and staged on the path, on the side of the path, I'm going to bring over here. And that's what I'm saying. Out of sight means out of mind, but it's not out of nature. I'll come back for that. So I'll be staging everything up here to get it to the site. That way it's off the path, and closer. So that way I can send the wife to do a couple of loads, and I can get everything to camp nice and easy. And bam, we are done and setting up for the storm. And I have to go left. So this is awesome. So the wife and I are setting up a gear sling. We have an extra set of straps because we upgraded her to the awesome Grassman straps that have the multi-loops. So this is the old straps. Actually, I think these are my old straps, aren't they? Yours came with rope. Another feather, sweet. Can add it to the hat. I'm building quite the collection. But this will help us keep things up, off the ground, out of the water, and organized. What you got?
Another baby feather.
Ooh, focus. There we go. That's awesome. I can add it to my hat. Even the little ones I like. So we got gear hanging up and everything else. We're going to organize. I got 2 more small trips to make. Well, one's super heavy, one's small. But, so.
Because the one is the tote and the other one's
yeah, carrying the food tote because of the wagon breaking. Like I said, I'll have thumbnails. I didn't actually get video. I was too frustrated.
Yeah.
But we're figuring it out. So we got the tarp set up. We have a nice barrier on the water side. But the storm is going to be coming from this way. So we have our gear protected behind this wall. Have a cover. Ugh. My kid's always trying to eat mushrooms. Oh, it's fine.
It's fishy. What do you like? Then he's gonna have that
Let's
fishy
see.
oyster mushroom wrap.
Oh, so that's where the fish breath has been coming from them eating the freaking oysters of the woods or whatever it's called. So, the storm should come from there. Hit us here. We got the big heavy barrier. And then it's going to rain off and drip off here. So we have this side lower so it doesn't catch as much wind. And that's why we have the wind break there for when this storm, before the storm and after, it'll hit that barrier and break before it hits this tarp and lifts it. So it's working out so good, so far so good. We did the drip test. We poured water on top and it pretty good. So camp is set and secure, and now I can go make my final trip and get everything here, and then I'm gonna set up that rack. So we finally have everything here at camp. Everything's all set up. Mostly. I got all the food behind me. But we're about to set up to make some dinner. We got some explorers nearby, and when I turn it around, Mrs. Native was right there, making funny faces at me like a brat. She's just like the kids. But I'm about to start the fire, show you guys how we got the fire set up and how I'll plan things out to make sure that I have a slow smolder, nice coal fire burn, and then I'll have a nice flare up and be able to have the hot side and the warm side. So we have the quick feed start, and we have the slow coal burn side, gonna have there, and this is gonna be the fast burn. But I'm gonna start this and then use this to start that. And we'll have our own little oven, which ought to be fun. So it was my turn to start the fire. Plus I wanted to. I love this pit. And in pizza we crust. It's perfect for the journey. Going to the world's largest pizza party. Get our piece of the world's largest pizza. So I got some birch bark. Should be just a quick. Yep. Probably don't even need this bit, but let's do her up anyway. And on this side, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. I was going to wait and use that to light it, but I can get both sides going, because this will be a nice, long, slow smolder. Didn't smother it. Thought I did for a second. Man, that's efficient.
I got a ton of efficiency today, so.
Oh, another piece of garbage.
There will be itty bitty pieces that I missed that just come out in the woodwork.
And bam, just like that. And there we go. So now it's started up. We got our hot side. We'll have our slow smolder side. And that way I'll be able to boil water nice and fast, be able to cook things up, and then I'll be able to slow cook things that I need to slow cook, and then have the warming pan. Rock, whatever. And that's a view. So that's just awesome. Check that out, guys. That is just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Calling it an early night tonight. Got that log through there. I'm staying up a little bit longer to mess with it. I'll make sure it's in a safe spot. Such a peaceful night, though. I've had people ask how we sleep, and this is how we sleep.
R is back there. In there.
See the head. That's how Monster and Mummy sleeps.
This is how Mommy stays warm. he loves to cuddle under blankets, so it works perfectly.
Mm-hmm. He snuggles his head in deep.
Yeah, and he'll cover his face and everything.
He's already snoring. Creatures like that, turn off the light, let's go to sleep. So, it was a long day, but for some reason, today was a lot easier than it has been. But, calling it a night. Night, y'all. So waking up to views like this, it's just makes all of this worth it. Can't get this anywhere else. It's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I had an idea for breaking down some of these logs. This guy feels hollow and he's lighter. So he should break pretty easy. Because this acts like a big wedge. There you go. Processed firewood. Damn. That's how you do it. This is a bit denser. I don't think it's gonna break. Now that was the outer layer cracking. That heartwood is not gonna crack. Here, I'll show you. This was a trail maintenance cut. I found it on the side, but you can see that's not gonna crack. I could probably wedge these pieces off all the way down, and that heartwood's still gonna be solid. So I may have to use the big ol' hand rope chainsaw thing to get through this. But it's too early for that shit. So we slept in today, because we weren't planning on moving today, and we needed a day to rest. Yeah, it was nice to sleep until like 11:30. It's been a little bit since we've slept in that early. But I'm going to be running down towards town, the new town, Northville, and getting a signal so I can upload and update people, because it's been like 3 days almost, so I'm sure people are starting to freak out. Don't worry, guys, I just don't have signal. But it's a good day. No sign of Ian yet, so we'll see. So while I'm down there, I'm going to check the weather, see what's going on, see if Hurricane Ian's making his way up the coast to us or if he curved away. He hit North Carolina the other day, so he should have hit us already. We're getting close. Watch him hit while I'm gone. That's how it always works. Storm always, when I'm heading downtown, halfway. It's always what happens. But, gonna figure out how to clip all these together. I might make a big episode. I might make some standalone videos, things like that. I'm not quite sure yet. But remember, till next time, get out there, be a native, and go beast.